Hey everybody. So I created a set of GRE math practice problems dealing exclusively with arithmetic. You can find a link to this problem set in the video description below. What I want to do right now is demonstrate how to do each of these problems step by step. We'll start with doing just basic operations. You won't find this to be too hard. Feel free to pause the video at this moment and work your way through them because I'm going to show you how to do them in just a second. Alright, so try not to make fun of my drawings here. First problem is 17 minus the quantity of 8 minus 5 times negative 2. Alright, so if we remember our order of operations, we're going to want to do what's in the parentheses first. So this 8 minus 5 is 3. So what do we do next? Well, after parentheses comes exponents, and there are no exponents in this problem. And then it's multiplication and division. So instead of doing 17 minus 3 here, we want to do 3 minus negative 2, because that would come before in the order of operations. So it's 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So we have 17 minus negative 6, which would just equal plus positive 6. Well, 17 plus 6 is 23. Alright. So, second problem is the quantity of 4 minus 19 all over 5. Okay, so here we have parentheses again, so we want to do what's in the parentheses first. 4 minus 19 equals negative 15. And this is over 5. And negative 15 over 5 equals negative 3. Okay, then. Problem 3, we have 72 over 12 minus the quantity of negative 5 plus 4. 4. Yeah. So we can do either of these first as long as we do whatever in these parentheses first. So 72 over 12 is 6. Okay. And then negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. So we have 6 minus negative 1, which would just be plus positive 1. So we have 7. Okay, for the fourth problem, we have 3 to the fourth power minus negative 2 cubed. Okay, so for these, or if you need to use your calculator, you can. So for this part, you're multiplying 3 times itself 4 times, and this results in 81. Now when you're doing an exponent of a negative number, if it's an odd exponent, it's going to remain negative. So you have negative 2 times negative 2, which is 4, and then times negative 2 again, you get negative 8. So 81 minus negative 8 is 89. For the next problem, we have negative 6 times negative 4 minus 12 times 2. Okay, so negative 6 times negative 4, we get positive 24. Minus 12 times 2, that's also 24. 24 times 24 is 0. This next problem is negative 2 to the fourth power times 16 minus 19 to the fourth power. Okay, so remember, first we want to do what's in the parentheses. So here we have negative 3 still to the fourth power. Oh, we know negative 2 to the fourth power is negative 2 times itself 4 times. So we have 4, 8, 16. And since, even though 2 is negative, we're multiplying it by itself 4 times, so the negative will cancel out. Same thing here with the negative 3. We get 81. And 81 times 16, if you need to get your calculator out like I did, is 1296. So next problem we have 25 divided by 5, quantity of which is to the fourth power, and negative 3 plus 5 cubed. Okay, so again, we're going to want to do what's in the parentheses first. So 25 over 5 is just 5. Negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2. And we bring down the exponents. 5 to the fourth power is 625. 2 cubed, again, is 8. And since these are together, we're multiplying these. And 625 times 8 is 5,000. And finally, we have negative 95 times 0 minus 17 times negative 3. Set that looking more like a parenthesis. Okay, so this first part's pretty simple. Anything times 0 is 0 minus 17 times negative 3, which is negative 51. So 0 minus negative 51 is going to be positive 51. So how did you do? I imagine that you found it to be pretty easy. This is very elementary math after all. If you're struggling with this, you're going to have to put in a lot of hard work before taking the GRE. The most important thing here to remember is the order of operations. The calculations themselves shouldn't be a problem since you're given a calculator. Remember, the order of operations is this. First is parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and finally addition and subtraction. Don't forget that we have a website that is being filled to the brim with GRE math practice sample questions, as well as tips on how to fill your vocabulary with GRE level words, write essays, and how to prepare for the test. If you feel up to it, move on to part 2 of this series on GRE arithmetic sample problems.